Hello everyone, I welcome you all for yet another concrete technology lecture series. So today we will be discussing self-compacting concrete. So it is a special type of concrete which we will discuss. First we will look into the concept of self-compacting concrete. In the name it indicates through the gravity the concrete material will compact automatically by its self weight. So hence it is said to be as a self-compacting concrete. No need of using vibrators. Here in this picture you can see that the concrete has the ability to flow. This much of flowability can be only achieved by self-compacting concrete. So this is a circular disc. You can see that the concrete is as like as a fluid. So you can see the flowing ability of the fluid. So this much of flowing ability will give more workability to the concrete. So first let us look into the concept how to achieve a self-compacting standard of a concrete. So in order to achieve a self-compacting standard, the materials which we know that to make a concrete is adding cement, sand, water, fine aggregate and coarse aggregate. These are the basic material, but in order to meet the property of self-compacting, we need additional material, that is chemical admixture and a mineral admixture. Also the amount of the material and the range and the proportion of the ingredient plays a key role here. Even though many of the concrete does have this, many of the type of concrete does have this combination of proportion, but for self-compacting concrete we need a particular range of proportion in order to achieve the self-compacting standard. So let us first look into the concept. The ability to flow under its own self weight without vibration and to retain its homogeneity without segregation. So the concrete should not get dispersed, it should be stable and homogeneous throughout the concrete mix. And the next thing is it will be able to pump even 200 meter away from the location. So if we are mixing a concrete, so pumpability is a important quality in order to meet the ready mix concrete requirement. And a second one is it can be dropped from a height of 5 meter without segregation. So you can drop this concrete from a very high height up to 5 meter without segregation is a good character which is shown by the concrete. So without segregating or dispersing the component, that is the coarse aggregate and the water will not get dispersed, so hence it could be achieved by self-compacting concrete. See, there are three ways to achieve this self-compacting standard. So first thing is powder type. So powder type is generally you should add an equal amount of sand in the aggregate volume. So if you are adding 50% of coarse aggregate in a total volume and the aggregate 50%, 25% should be fine aggregate and 25% should be a coarse aggregate. This is matching the fine aggregate and coarse aggregate range. And next one, VMA is viscosity modifying agent. So this is an admixture which we can include in the mix proportion in order to get the property. Next one is combined type. You can use powder type as well as the viscosity modifying agent. So both the technology you can use. So next, what are the materials which is required for self-compacting concrete? So a cement will have 43 or 53 grade, and coarse aggregate, if it is a cubical or rounded aggregates, it is very desirable. Why? Because it has the ability to flow in general by its shape. So also the size of aggregate should be 10 mm and 12 mm, and it should be very well graded. So a graded aggregate is essential in order to achieve the uniformity. Next thing is, in case of fine aggregate, first thing, it should be a well graded and it should be uniform. Next thing is, the moisture and absorption of fine aggregate is very important. Why? Because even a small quantity of water will change the character of a concrete. So that is why it is sensitive to the moisture and absorption of water. We have to take care in the concrete. So regarding this fine aggregate, it can be a natural fine aggregate or a crushed stone. Next thing is, regarding chemical admixture, the superplasticizer is essential. So without superplasticizer or a chemical admixture, it is generally not possible to make a SEC. So here, polycarboxylated ethers, that is PCE agent, are used to achieve the viscosity for the concrete. So it also reduces the water. Here in SEC, the water content is limited to 200 kg per meter cube. So that is why it is also a factor which should be considered for self-compacting concrete. And next, mineral admixture can be fly ash, GGBS, silica fume and stone powders can be used here. And the powder content and the fraction should be less than 125 micron, that is 0.125 mm. Next, we will look into the typical mix composition. Here in the self-compacting concrete, the proportion of mixture is very much important. Each and every ingredient has to be proportioned well. That is cement and sand, cement and water, and that is fine aggregate and coarse aggregate. For each and every two materials has to be in a proper mix proportion. So that is why we can look into the typical mix proportion here. Water powder ratio by the volume should be 0.8 to 1 ratio. So here the term powder, in the sense the particles which are less than 0.125 mm size, which is known as the powder, is considered here. So the powder can be in cement, the particles lesser than 0.125 mm, and admixtures which we are using, that is mineral admixture, that may consist of fly ash, silica fume and the sand. So all the component, all the ingredients, so in those ingredients, the components which is less than 0.125 mm is said to be as powder ratio. So the powder and the water ratio should be 0.8 to 1 mm in order to achieve. Next one, the total powder content to be 160 to 240 liters, that is 400 to 600 kg per meter cube. So this much of powder quantity in kg is required. Next thing is, sand should be more than 38% of mortar volume. So it indicates the higher content of sand, that is more than 50% by weight of total aggregate. This is what I have indicated earlier. So the sand should be generally higher than the coarse aggregate, that is more than 50% is essential. Next, the coarse aggregate content should be normally be 28 to 35% of volume. Here it is observed that a lesser amount of coarse aggregate generally is found here. And next one, water cement ratio is selected based on the strength, and as well as in any case the water content should not exceed 200 liter per meter cube. So this is the maximum water content could be used here. So in this table there are three types of mixture which is available for the self-compacting concrete. So in the earlier slide I have indicated that we can achieve SCC through three modes, that is powder type and VMA type, that is viscosity modifying agent type of SCC could be mixed and a combined type. Here you can see the concrete ingredients are water, cement, and the mineral admixture are fly ash, GGBS, silica fume. These three mineral admixture are used, and fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and again high range water reducing agent and viscosity modifying agent, slump flow test data spread in mm. So this is an indication of flowability. You can see that in an average you are having a 630 of a flowability. So this is achieved in all three mixture. Here in the first mix you can see that water is 175 and cement is 530. Here higher range of cement is found, and in VMA type you can see the normal 220 kg per meter cube of cement is found. Here instead of increasing in cement content, they are increasing GGBS. So instead of cement they are increasing GGBS to introduce the powder, and also the viscosity modifying agent is being added here up to 4.1 kg per meter cube. And the fine aggregate and coarse aggregate, you can see that the coarse aggregate is lesser than the fine aggregate. And in the combined type you can note that also viscosity modifying agent is being added in a little amount when comparing to this type, and also high range water reducing admixture is common for all, it is essential. So, and the next type is they are introducing powder in terms of cement, fly ash. These are the two ingredients which is added here in the combined type. So there are many ways to get self compacting concrete. So this depends upon the environment condition. Next, let us look into the test. So if we are introducing those mixture, how we can evaluate the character of self compacting ability. So there are different types of ability. For that respective ability we are having different types of test. So these are the laboratory test which we can do in order to check the requirement. So first we will look into the slump cone test. So this is a slump cone test generally. So this is said to be as T50 test. So what do you mean by that is, you have to take a slump cone, pour the concrete in the cone. So when removing the cone, the concrete will be flowing, and the flow should be, you can see the circle which is indicated here, this is 500 mm, that is 50 centimeter. The concrete should flow to 50 centimeter of a diameter within 2 to 5 seconds. So if the concrete flows quickly, then it is the first test which indicates the filling ability. So the second one is a L box test. This box is a hollow box. You can see that a vertical and a horizontal section is there. This overall component looks like a L. So it is called as L box test. Here what you have to do is, you have to pour the concrete in the vertical hollow member. So you have to close this area. So there is a reinforcement here. So you can see the reinforcement are here, and a gate valve is provided. So after filling the concrete in the vertical member, you have to remove the gate. So after removing the gate, the concrete will flow in the horizontal direction. So if the concrete is flowing, you can check the height, the H1 and H2. If you are measuring the H1 and H2 value, it has to be 0.8 to 1. So generally for water you will be having, if you remove the gate here, all the water will move into a horizontal level and you can get a value of 1. So in this self compacting concrete it is acceptable to have a value of 0.8 to 1. And there is a J-ring test. So this is a platform and a ring with the reinforcement with the slot is given here. So what you have to do is, there will be a cone here and you have to fill this cone by using concrete, and if you remove the cone, the concrete should pass the ring. So all the concrete should pass through this ring, and you have to measure the depth of the concrete inside and also as the outer side of. When observing the depth, the difference should not be greater than 10 mm. Identifying the depth should not be greater than 10 mm. This is J-ring test. It shows the passing ability inside the reinforcement. And next test is, you can see a V funnel test. So this is a member which is in V shape and there is a hollow section here. You have to fill the concrete inside the funnel, and there will be a throat here, and in this throat you can, first you have to close this throat, you have to fill the concrete, and after a certain time you have to open this throat. So after opening, the concrete will flow into the bucket. So between 8 to 12 seconds the concrete should completely flow through the V funnel. And next test is U-box test. So this is a element here, this is U-box. So in a single side you have to pour the concrete and there will be a gate here. After removing this gate, the concrete will pass into the other side of the box. So you can see that there will be a reinforcement bars will be provided, and it should pass through the reinforcement and it should fill the remaining portion. And the dimensions are given here, the U-box test dimension. It also indicates the passing ability in the reinforcement. Now we can see the test. What are all the tests which is being done here and what is its uses? So we saw the slump flow test, that is T50. So a concrete which is flowing 50 centimeter in diameter, which indicates the filling ability, and a J-ring test is essential for identifying the passing ability. So why? Because there is a reinforcement which is provided in the J-ring apparatus, so it should pass into the reinforcement, so it indicates the passing ability. Also V funnel test and V funnel T5 minutes test. So these two things indicate the filling ability and the segregation resistance. And L and U box test is used to identify the passing ability. So here a column is given for the test and methods can be done in lab, and the field quality control and the modification test according to the maximum size of aggregate. So you can see that these are the field quality control test, and this is the lab oriented test which you can differentiate and identify. And last thing, a tabular column which is given, which gives the minimum and maximum range of test value. If you are conducting a T50 centimeter slump flow test, the guideline gives 2 to 5 seconds. So it should flow to 50 centimeter of diameter within 2 to 5 seconds. And if you are conducting J-ring test, the height of the concrete from the bottom should be 0 to 10 mm in all the directions, and while conducting V funnel test, the concrete should flow within 8 to 12 seconds, and while doing L box test, the H2 by H1 should be 0.8 to 1 of a ratio, and while conducting a U box test, H2 minus H1 should be 0 to 30 mm. So these are the ranges if the concrete has this character. So here you can see that the three quality which we have identified, that is filling ability, passing ability and the segregation. So these three qualities which we have identified should be within this guideline in order to get a self-compacting standard. So next, the three abilities, that is filling ability. This property of a concrete is ability to flow under its own weight without any vibration provided intentionally, that is unintentional vibration could be allowed. So this filling ability test gives the property of a concrete to flow. And passing ability, this property is ability of concrete to maintain homogeneity. So this test and passing ability oriented test gives the homogeneity character. And segregation resistance, this is the resistance of a concrete not to undergo segregation when it is flowed during the self-compacting process. And next thing is application of self-compacting concrete are the places where a complicated reinforcement, generally a water retaining structure or a water tank will be having a congested reinforcement and pile caps, pile and raft foundation. Also in retaining walls and repair, restoration and renewal of construction, these are the place you will be frequently having a high reinforcement congestion in order to achieve without a compaction. See here you can note that the vibration needle in some place cannot be applied uniformly. So in those areas self-compacting concrete has a better application. In shear wall construction, the reinforcement are very heavy. So the advantage of self-compacting concrete are it is faster and reduction of site manpower. Why? Because it has a reduction of compaction. You have to just apply the concrete, it will automatically compacts, and better surface finish. A leveled surface finish can be achieved. Here the segregation is being removed. Easier placing, improved durability. And you can see that thinner concrete section can be used as self-compacting concrete. Why? Because the maximum the aggregate, so it is difficult while using a concrete for thinner section. So SCC is helpful for thinner concrete section. So I hope you would have got some knowledge regarding the self-compacting concrete on how to achieve the character and how to proceed with the SCC, which gives another face of a concrete. So these are the special type of concrete. So each and every type of concrete fits the particular application in concrete technology. I hope you would have enjoyed this lecture. Happy learning. See you again. Thank you.